minus 50. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
What's up, y'all? Let me know. Can you hear me, Ken?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, just life at the moment. Hotels, I am not for it. Oh, well, thanks, Ella. So Kane and myself, we're doing an after show. First off, let me do the official intro, but we're making it work. So welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and I'm not alone. He's been my road dog for this whole trip. We are currently in Vegas. That's why stuff looks awry and my lighting is terrible, but we must continue. Radio personality, wrestling extraordinaire, hype man to Moose, apparently. Please welcome McCoy.
McCoy here. I am speechless at the greatest Impact Wrestling pay-per-view ever.
It was, and let's get into it. First off, again, like I said, y'all, bear with us. But we definitely want to start off, big congratulations to Mean Queen, Kia Stevens, Awesome Kong. Well-deserved. I thought my mic is mute. Mute your mic. Why you mute my mic? Why should I mute my mic?
Oh, because it's going to come through better. I think it's better if I was able to talk through yours. So maybe I keep mine unmuted then. But now I can't hear you. I done messed something up.
We'll just go with what we have right now. Anyways,
I guess, yeah, I'm sorry.
Awesome Kong was absolutely amazing, well deserved. I feel like the fact that Gail, thank you, Bosa. Why are you up? Oh my god, I sound like my aunt. The fact that Gail Kim is just their history, and I love the fact that they're blending a lot of the other promotions together. So we saw Awesome Kong and Gail Kim in NWA, and now we see Gail Kim presenting Awesome Kong with becoming a Hall of Famer for Impact. So definitely congratulations to her. Do you feel, Ken, like this is the last of her in-ring appearance for Awesome Kong?
I think Awesome Kong is on a things outside of professional wrestling. Unfortunately, Glow's been canceled on Netflix, but I think she still has a strong acting career and other endeavors outside of wrestling. But this is the wrestling business, ladies and gentlemen. Never say never. I can totally see us getting one last match from Awesome Kong. I'm so happy to see her. She was beautiful. We saw it live. It was something we were looking forward to. The entire women's roster came out to congratulate her. Gail Kim, who were kind of some of the first wrestlers to kind of step forward and think like, you know what? Bump this sports entertainment. We are wrestlers, and we're going to wrestle. We're going to put on a wrestling clinic, and they definitely have some classics. So I'm very happy for Awesome Kong. Plus, she definitely ran that whack little sponge host out back in the day. So she's first ballot Hall of Fame hands on that sponge dude. So that's how I
feel. So hold on for 1 second. This is what happens when you're a boss.
Boss.
All right, so definitely well deserved. I mean, you know what I do hope? I hope WoW calls her. Like, I mean, I hope she does something for WoW. I mean, I think it's possible.
Do some WoW walkthroughs. Yeah, I like that.
Congratulations to the first ever digital media champion, Jordan Grace. So she went up against. She defeated John Schuyler, Chelsea Green, Crazy Steve, Madison Rain, and Balaba to become the first ever digital media champion. Now, what does this mean? Like, so it's saying, according to Impact, the first ever digital media champion is set to be crowned at the finals. Yada yada. The first person is, of course, pinfall. Yada yada yada. But what does this mean? Or like, is it like a 24/7 belt? Like, what does digital media like? This happened before it went live. So,
well, I think it means that this championship will be defended behind a paywall on Jordan Grace's whatever paid account she has. It's going to be behind a paywall. You have to pay $5.99 per month to watch her defend the title. No, but I think it's obviously Impact's answer to the TBS championship as well as the TNT championship, and it seems to be the first intergender championship in the wrestling leagues in the majors of WWE and AEW and ROH. So I think it's going to be more on Impact Plus. Going to have to be. I know I joked about Jordan Grace's paywall, but I think it's going to literally be like on Impact Plus, like on something you have to pay to see. And occasionally they might show highlights on free TV here and there, or it might be on the pay-per-views per se. But I like this idea of trying to get people to subscribe to Impact Plus more. And people love them some Grace, so they're going to subscribe Plus to see wrestle.
And speaking of somebody who actually just subscribed to Impact, it's only 99 cents, and Impact Plus I believe Impact Plus is $4.99. So it is a good. I mean, that's less than a cup of coffee per day. But don't quote us because we really don't know what the details of everything is. But that would be interesting. However, for somebody who actually covers wrestling, we're gonna get to Moose's ending. Provide 24/7. For somebody who actually covers wrestling, I literally just got onto Impact. I don't know if Jordan Grace being crowned the digital champion will push people to pay for that $4.99. So I don't know. We'll see. And it might be something totally different. It might be more like the 24/7, but we'll see what happens. Now that I have Impact for 99 cents a month, I'm going to be watching it on a weekly basis, and we might be doing an after show. Things are happening for Women's Wrestling Talk. A lot of great things. I'll also shout to our editor, Santana. She wrote an article for us about the next event that happened, which was Inspiration. They came out with the song Casey Lee and Jessica McCain.
Yep.
Arrived to Bound of Glory. It was great. I liked their entrance, and they had a great match. What do you think of this match?
It was a whole concert. I mean, as we talked about earlier, the only reason why the Inspiration are in Impact Wrestling is to run the women's tag division, to knock out tags division. Hey, man, big shouts to Decay, Havoc, and Rosemary did their thizzle, winning the titles back in July, but I think that their reign was getting a little stale personally. I knew from the moment we saw them get the promo that I was like, oh, these guys first match back, they're gonna win this. So I'm super excited to see where they go with this. And they were so over. They were super over with the crowd. Everyone was really popping for them. So we saw at Knockouts Knockdown, they announced they were coming at the end, and I was like, oh, they're here to win it. It's not here to show up. You know what I mean? So great match. Will the feud continue with the K? Obviously, the K is going to have to get their rematch, hopefully. But I really enjoyed seeing those. They are awesome performers. Jessica McGee and Cassie Lee are amazing performers. So I'm happy to see them come back and win in such an iconic fashion.
Okay, with the puns. Provide 24/7. Yeah, we were there. The crowd, including like I am a more 60% individual. Like, you know, it takes me a lot to exude those type of emotions. That's just who I am. It doesn't mean I'm not enjoying the show. However, Cain McCoy lost his voice.
I was marking out all night. Hashtag it's still real to me, damn it. I believe that Bound for Glory 2021 is the greatest Impact Wrestling, NWA, TNA, global farce wrestling. I know what I said. Impact. This was the greatest pay-per-view, the greatest event. Everybody bought it. From the beginning of the bell, from the first bell time until the end. What an amazing display of professional wrestling. And the Impact Wrestling roster should be so proud of themselves tonight.
Yeah, Bose is also agreeing that Fightful did an after show as well and said the crowd didn't come across hype. But I don't know. They were to me, being in the crowd when we were in row, maybe 4 or 5 from the front.
Yeah, we were about 3-4 rows back, and the crowd was hot all night. I'm not sure how it came across on TV. I don't know if it picked up our audibles, if it was drawn or not, but the wrestlers were like really responding to us and getting excited for us. I mean, the crowd was hot, and obviously the biggest pops of the night probably went to. I mean, off the rip, probably went to Jordan winning.
Yeah.
Inspiration winning.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. And probably Moose, obviously, at the end.
Yeah. So I mean, it was
and
so.
Mickey.
So that was a great match. Like you said, they end up winning. They're the new tag team champions. So they probably would definitely have a rematch, but I don't think they're going to. I think obviously Decay is going to lose again. And they're going to wreck the shop throughout the locker room. However, because of Impact and because of Impact's relationships with other promotions, we're going to see them I predict we're going to see them on other promotions like NWA, like possibly AEW, like ROH, because, you know, you can do stuff like that when you are with Impact. So we'll see.
The inspiration?
Yeah.
Do you think, though, that the Impact AEW relationships may be over at the moment with the top guy now dropping their top title? And obviously the Good Brothers are signed to Impact.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So will they be on any AEW program?
Well, I mean, more of a crossover. I don't think the belt is in jeopardy at all, but I think it's more of a crossover. Maybe like we'll probably see them on NWA. Like, I feel like we are going to see them on other promotions, whether you know, I feel like Impact needs to definitely safeguard them because there's a lot of eyes on them because who their former employers were. So I think they definitely need to safeguard that. But I think also you should share it out. So if they're ROH, they are the tag team champions. That's a good crossover. So you know, hopefully we'll see what happens.
They say the whole forbidden door is open. That's been a quote, but really this is just the wrestling of yesteryear. This is what the territories were. We saw super cards back in the day where AWA put on something and you saw, you know, world class, you know, championship, or like you saw, you know, and a world class with AWA or USWA, or a lot of this territorial stuff is coming back. So, you know, it might be an Impact pay-per-view in name, but there's going to be other titles to fit it. It might be AEW pay-per-view in name, but he might have the Impact titles defended. So I'm looking forward to see where the championship reign goes. Shouts to the Inspiration, now the first tag team to be both WWE Women's Tag Team Champions and Knockout Tag Champs. How about that?
How about that? So again, doing some boss moves right at the moment. So I'm going to announce this next one. I'm going to let you take it away, Kane. So El Phantasmo versus Steve McLean and Trey Miguel. Trey Miguel got a huge pop. I guess it didn't come across on television, but he got a huge pop. What did you think of this match?
Yeah, from the moment that it was announced, I told you that this was going to be the steal of the night. Obviously, it's an X Division match. It felt like the classic X Division match. Trey Miguel, a.k.a. Ricochet with hair, did his fizzle. He was very over. Steve Macklin was kind of like the rough, kind of like ground and pound guy. Still had some pretty good maneuvers. But Miguel and Phantasmo is probably going to end up being the feud for the X Division title for a while. I'm excited to see what those two can put on. But just to Trey Miguel, man, X Division champion. We know what comes with being X Division champion. So will he do any type of X Division thing? We're going to see what goes down with that. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the X Division.
So we'll get to it when we wrap up everything else. So we have a lot of new champs now that I'm like looking at the card. So what happens is, no shade to the guys, because it's women's wrestling talk. I start to do the tweets and all that stuff when the guys are on. So I pay attention, but not as intently. So that's that's just what happens.
It was a great match again. Trey Miguel, your two boys left you for Wednesday nights, and you're still prospering.
I knew. Okay, now it's all kind of coming together for me. I'm trying to look for it. There it is. No, that's not you. There we go. So new X Division champion. Then we have. Oh, this was a really good match as well. Violent by Design. With Eric Young and Heath Slater. Well, does he not? He just goes by Heath, no Slater anymore.
It's just Heath. Heath.
I got kids. It's kind of fun. Like some of these. I love the fact that sometimes the characters from other promotions just stick, and it's just that good and it's that funny.
Yeah.
So we didn't know if Rhino was coming out. And I envisioned it to be a little bit different. I did predict that Rhino was coming up, but I kind of felt like he was going to come out after like there was a gang up. But he kind of, I don't know, the timing was off. Kind of came out.
He just kind of came out.
Yeah, at least he came out, but he kind of came out in a Dell moment. So, but again, another good pop that they got from the audience. Well, I mean, I can't speak for the whole audience, but our section was lit. So, what did you think of this match?
It was a great cool down match from the X Division match. Obviously, we've been going hard with the intergender with the intergender digital media champion match, all about inspiration, making an interview, followed by the X Division match. So Heath and Rhino versus VBE was a good cool down match. It was only about 5 minutes long, but there's a lot of action in those 5 minutes. I thought Dinger and Dorian looked really good with their offense. Eric Young, who's just the most flexible, can do anything guy out there, was doing his thing on the side. So it's typical Heath and Rhino. It's what we've seen for the last 4 or 5 years with them. The odd couple bit. He's got kids. It's funny, by the way. He's got all these damn kids, but couldn't find a single kid to be a tag team partner.
Oh yeah, how old are all his kids?
At least he could have got like 2 preteens. They could have been 1 adult or something. Just put him in the trench coat.
Well, there it is. Congratulations to their relationship. We'll see what's going to be happening with them for Impact. Next up, it was the Gauntlet Match. And it was pretty good. Again, I'm going to highlight some of the women. So we had Melina come out. She came back. So we did see her. Well, I personally saw her. Yep. Bosa, you as well, Kane, could probably say if you saw her somewhere else. But the last time I saw her was NWA. So it seems like, she's picking and choosing her matches. So it was really great to see her. Tasha Steele was out there. Rachel was out there. But they all got kicked out. and it was the guys. So there were some highlights from the guys. We got a huge pop from Demon. So what do you think of this match?
Yeah, when I saw the Demon pop out, I was like, what in the 2000s WCW is going on here? Who's coming out next? Vampiro? Like, is Vampiro going to follow up? But I thought it was a great gauntlet match. Some of the gauntlet got lost a little bit because it became more of a Royal Rumble style a little bit, as opposed to kind of like 3 or 4 next person comes out. So it got very crowded. But shouts to Chris Sabin. He did his thing. But I mean, what we had for the women's side, we had Tasha Steelz. We had Paul Ellering. We had Rachel Ellering. We had Melina.
There's one other person in there too.
And Elisha Edwards. I always get her name wrong. Great spot with Eddie Edwards and Elisha Edwards with the kendo sticks just whooping ass. I thought that was awesome. I was like, mom and dad, are whooping ass right now. So I thought that was great. And I thought the women held their own. The one thing I really like about Impact is I feel like when it comes to the women's wrestlers in Impact, more than any company, they're not even looked at as women's wrestlers per se in intergender. Like, they get the offense in. You know what I mean? And then they take bumps as well.
Right.
Like, they take some pretty, like Tasha Steelz took some pretty rough bumps from Johnny Swinger. And I was like, yikes. We're a little stiff there. But she held her own as well, and she got her up. As people say, she got her shit in too. So all of the women wrestlers in the intergender got their spots in. And that's one thing I really like about WWE. I'm sorry, about Impact. Unlike WWE, where there's no contact, you know what I'm saying, at all. It's like they're wrestlers. We're all wrestlers. So
Right.
I like that the Impact does that.
Yeah, I did like that. I didn't like that they kind of
Savannah Evans as well. Savannah Evans, what up? She said something. She was like, "Who's the baddest?" And I was like, "You are Savannah Evans. You're badass. Please don't slap me."
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that they did come out, but it seemed like they all kind of got pushed out around the same time, which I didn't like. Again, covering women's wrestling talk, like women's wrestling.
I think the last woman to be eliminated was Alicia.
Yeah, but
and then Eddie was after her.
Right, but the space between Alicia and the last woman was a little bit of a gap. So I kind of wish that there was, like, even a Savannah Evans, if she stayed because of her stature, even she stayed in the ring, like, I would have preferred that, but that's just preference.
Savannah like a badass. Yeah.
Outside the ring, STL stopping by. Oh, hey, what's up? Like, reading the comments as we're going. So next, so it ends with Moose is the last to get eliminated. So it seems like, again, with having the cup, you can cash it in, and we'll get to the very end. But there was
you can call your shot.
You can call your shot, not cash it in. My bad, wrong promotion.
Yeah.
So that was a really good telling thing because you didn't know when he was gonna call his shot. So moving out to the tag team championships, this was interesting. So we have the Good Brothers, Finn Juice. Wait, where are we?
Yep, Finn Juice.
Finn Juice and the Bullet Club. So, all right.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
It's, we're just gonna skip over that because that's a whole nother conversation itself. So it was a 3-way match. Essentially, any pin goes as far as who can be the tag team champions. What did you think of this match?
I enjoyed it. I think that was a good setup on Thursday's Impact, in which there was the double schoolboy pin. It was supposed to be a number one contenders match, and then Scott D'Amore was like, "You know what? Both of you guys are in here. I don't like the Good Brothers anyway." So it became a triple threat. I thought each team looked good here. Juice Robinson is absolutely hilarious live.
Yes.
If you can watch Juice Robinson wrestle live, please do so, because he's wrestling like 3 matches in one. There's obviously he's wrestling the match for the ring purposes, and then for TV, and then for the in-studio audience, like for the live crowd. He's talking stuff with the crowd back and forth, calling spots and reacting and stuff. It's really dope. And he also like combed his dreads out and got a Macho Man Randy Savage '96 blowout. And,
I know.
with the tights and everything.
It
So
was a lot.
it's really dope, man. Big shout to Juice Robinson, but I thought Finn Juice looked good. We got to do something about the Bullet Club. I think we are Bullet Club overexposed. As a matter of fact, breaking news here on this after show. Ladies and gentlemen, TK Trinidad has just joined the Bullet Club. Just anybody at this point could join. So you heard it first.
I was like, what's the breaking?
TK Trinidad is now in the Bullet Club as well, just because.
Oh, is there a bad I can't hear an echo. Let us, because we're actually both in the same room. So I see the real YT says there's an echo.
That's what I was saying earlier. I'm trying to mute. Let me mute my mic and see what happens.
Oh, gotcha. Maybe we can mute it one at a time, I guess. I see what you're saying.
Can you hear me? But see, I'm coming through yours. That's why I was trying to talk through yours, talk through mine.
Oh, okay. Well, leave it like that, and somebody in the chat will help us out. Yeah, we're just some audio issues. We couldn't get on the internet. That's why I kind of don't like traveling, because hotel internet, you think it's good because there should be internet everywhere, but sometimes it's bad. When I was in St. Louis, the internet was terrible. Anywho, so in the end, the Good Brothers get the win. I think we all suspected that. As far as I can remember, we don't really the hell with the Bullet Club. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems like
it's getting real NWO Japanish.
Right, like it's your. I want the backstory, and there might have been one that I missed. However, like, who's approving these members? That's kind of what I want to know. Like, how is this happening?
Is Finn Balor sitting on like a Zoom meeting waiting to
yeah. And what do you do to become a member? I feel like you can't just say you want to be a member. Like, I need a little bit more, and that'd be good. I mean, we obviously know WWE doesn't like to play with people, play with other promotions, but throughout the other promotions, there should be some type of entry process. Yeah. But congratulations to the Good Brothers. I think we all predicted that. Then we had
one of my favorite matches of the night.
Oh my gosh!
Possibly my fellow Virginian from the great Commonwealth of Virginia, the city of Richmond, RVA, Mickie James, as we predicted on the Tuesday news show about 3 weeks ago. This is going to be Mickie James' victory lap. And Deonna gets made in this. Obviously, Deonna's going to win it back from Mickie, most likely.
Hopefully. But Ella J actually said something. She said that Ella J actually said that now the fact that Mickie James does have the belt, that we would see a Mickie James Mercedes Martinez match, which would be incredible. And I feel like if that's going to happen, that would have to happen the next pay-per-view, which is going to be in January. That can't happen just on an Impact showing. So, yeah. I don't know. I didn't expect it. I actually thought that Deonna was going to retain. But it was such a great match. It was such a great match.
Absolutely. Very physical, very personal.
Mm-hmm.
They were brawling outside the ring for at least 5 minutes before they even took it into the ring. So obviously that's what it should be. I mean, for goodness sake, they got the brawling in a barn. Like, they were fighting in a barn. This is very personal. There's a lot of hate. And I love at the end that there wasn't any type of hug or handshake, because they don't respect each other. They hate each other.
However, Deonna did say that she did respect Mickie James. She just doesn't like the disrespect of Mickie James. And this is actually pretty interesting from In the Media Radio. They said the Knockouts title needs to be called the Women's World title. And I agree with that in certain instances, but I take no offense to the Knockouts title.
Hey fam, it's not Divas.
Right. But I didn't take offense to I understand where everybody's coming from. And again, I'm not the wrestler, obviously. But the Knockouts title, I do see it the way society is going, that eventually it will change. But I don't know. It's a double entendre. It means two things. So, it is what it is. But great match. I think
Great
it's
spots.
yeah.
Like there was like a lot of those spots. There was a ref bump. We don't get too many ref bumps
Ooh.
in women's matches, and a very intense ref bump. I mean, Mickey, I think, did double knees on the ref.
Mm-hmm.
He recovered a little too quick for my liking, but I definitely like a lot of the near falls. There was a chair spot, like a kick in the chair spot. So I really enjoyed it. Great match for Mickey, man. Very intense, and the crowd was hot for that too.
And Bosa actually pointed out a really good point. Deanna is still also the AAA Women's Champion, so she's still a champion. So
correct, and that's what we were saying when we was watching the match. I was like, dude, she's okay. She just go to Mexico,
right?
Do her dizzle there for a little bit.
Yeah,
I like how the belt was like hidden.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait, peekaboo, Triple H champ as well.
And then in the mixed radio asked, could Deanna be headed to AEW with her buddy Britt Baker? There's a possibility, but I don't know.
I don't see it.
Bosa, I think you probably know because you know a lot of these facts. I don't know how long her contract is, because that is possible. I don't know.
That's what I was saying. Like, for one, I don't see it because Britt has her squad.
Right.
She has Jamie Hayter and I want to call her Viper for some reason. Sorry, I apologize, but she has Jamie Hayter, she has her squad, and plus in the mix, I believe that Impact and AEW are
their partnership is in the mix just said that, which is it's kind of because now I did a kind of a binge watch of AEW. And I don't recall seeing any of Impact stuff. So maybe it was a temporary thing, and Tony Khan's like, I'm over it. So we'll see what happens. I said this on Fightful yesterday that they're not really developing the characters of the women. So the problem is, even if Deonna Purrazzo goes there, like, so for instance, we have Ruby Soho who's over there, but they haven't really developed her character. To me,
she's just there.
She's just there, and therefore you can't really.
Soho's whole gimmick is I'm not Ruby Riott.
Right. So, and therefore you can't really sink your teeth into her character. So it's one of those things where it's like, if she goes there, she's not going to have as, I don't want to say she's not going to have as much success, but we're not going to see her character development like she is in Impact. So, and I agree. Impact definitely didn't gain a lot of, Impact's one of those things. They've been around forever, and no matter what, they keep trudging along. Like you can't kill Impact. And even though it's on a smaller scale, they've given so many wrestlers so many opportunities, and the way their contract is structured, it's like we can see, them other wrestlers in other promotions. So it's good for what, like, everybody can't be, and I've said this on plenty of occasions on different shows, everybody can't be LeBron James. There's only one LeBron James. Then you have to have, backups. Then you have to have people on the bench, all this other stuff. And this is how I consider the promotions. Not everybody's not everybody could be WWE, nor should they. Enjoy your position. Like, Impact has a great position. And like, for the likes of somebody like Taya Valkyrie, I feel like if she didn't spend her tenure at Impact, where she is now in AEW probably wouldn't even happened. Chelsea Green. Yeah, Chelsea Green has had amazing, and even when she went to WWE, even though it didn't work out, she made enough of her name of herself at Impact that when she left WWE, she didn't miss a step. She waited her 45 days, and she was on like 5 different promotions, if not 1,000. Yeah. So, put some respect on Impact's name. Yeah,
she's on the thing. Yeah, I think for a lot of wrestling fans, especially of this modern era, a lot of us aren't used to territorial wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
We've only known national. We've only known national and indies. But what we're seeing is harken back to what wrestling, this is what wrestling used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, hey, we're going to get busy in Texas for X amount of months, and then we're going to do our thing, and then we're going to Georgia, and we're going to get busy. Then we're going to go to Florida, then we're going to get busy. That's how it is. Now it's a little more concurrently of, hey, Chelsea Green, I just saw her at Empower,
and 1,000 other places.
And now I'm seeing her on Impact, and now I'm seeing her this and that and the third. It's just more televised now.
Mhm.
But hopping from territory to territory, that's what wrestling was before Vince took the Capital Wrestling Corporation, the WWF, to the WWF, which was the Northeast Territory,
Mhm.
and made it national, and took all the wrestlers from the territories. That's how the rock and roll wrestling boom happened. Because it was literally all these made stars, boom. You know what I mean? So I really like where it is. I like Impact. I think this is the best Impact's been since the NWA TNA weekly pay-per-views there. There is an excitement there that I haven't felt for this company in a long time.
Yeah, I'm glad I paid my 99 cents and I am ready to watch it on weekly. And like I said, we possibly be doing an after show, working on the details. Speaking of shows, the next pay-per-view for Impact is going to be in Dallas, Texas, July 8th. Hard to Kill. So, be on the lookout for that. And then we get to our last match, our main event. Wow, this was a good finish. So world champion Christian Cage goes up against Josh Alexander, Canadian versus Canadian, which obviously I like, being a fellow Canadian. Great match. What did you think?
I thought it was a very physical match.
Very strong style. Very strong style.
All the way. The pay-per-view as a whole have been a lot of very, very fast-paced, hard impact, lightning strike, quick actions. You know what I'm saying? This match was very slow and methodical.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ring psychology. For God's sake, Josh Alexander wears wrestling headgear, amateur wrestling headgear.
Mm-hmm.
That boy ain't gonna do no springboard moonsault. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of grappling going on. There was a few high spots here and there, but I thought it told a very great story. Christian sold the arm very well. He sold the ankle very well. And of course, it ended via tap out. Christian tapped, which was amazing. And I thought it was a strong match. Walking weapon, an Impact original, if you say. The belt is finally back home. There was a lot of back home chants.
Mm-hmm.
And, his wife and his kid came in.
Before you get to that last part, I felt like the tap out was, given that everything that's happened thus far in all the matches, I felt like the tap out was kind of lackluster. Meaning that it's like
unexpected.
Yeah, it was just like, wait, we done? And so it was kind of like, okay, so for the setup, I'll let you take away because Kane was screaming his head off. So what happened next?
God. So the kid comes in. Like, we just think, okay, cool. Here comes the wife and kid. This is beautiful.
The wife looks
literally
amazing.
Black lightning, Moose, comes from nowhere. Remember, he doesn't come from the ramp. He comes from, the bell area, from the crowd somewhere, and he has the trophy. And before we can really figure out what's going on, the bell rings. Josh Alexander's like, yo, WTF, bro? Shoos his wife and kid out the ring, catches the spear, and it's over. 1, 2, 3. Moose finally gets what is his. This storybook ending for Josh Alexander becomes a nightmare. I mean, we marked. I jumped on a chair. I was screaming my hearts out. Go to my Twitter at TK McCoy. I have the video there. But Moose finally got his due. Remember, this is a year in the making.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be he thought he was the real champion. He reactivated the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, was walking around with that, lost the unification match to Rich Swann, and kind of was just floating around, doing whatever. And then Rich Swann has the match with Kenny Omega. Where's Moose? Then Kenny Omega has the match with Christian. Where's Moose? Christian has the match with Ace Austin. Where's Moose? Christian has the match with Josh Alexander. On the same night, Moose wins to call your shot. Oh, there's Moose. And he called his shot. He pointed to the rafters, went up the bet, and
I had no problems with that. However, the only problem I had was you can stand over this man while he's hugging his wife and child. You got the belt, and you did your pandering to the crowd. But then you're going to stand over this man with his wife and kids. That might be traumatic to his son. Not to say that you care, because obviously you didn't, because you did that. But great ending. It was great, the fact with the tap out, because it kind of we're all like, okay, that was lackluster. And then the hype behind it, really amazing event ending. I always love Moose as champion. In the mixed radio said ROH dropped the ball on Moose. Yeah, but we'll see. I think we're gonna see Moose in different places. He's been at Impact for a while, but I think he's gonna be a great champion. We're gonna see what's gonna be happening next. I'm definitely looking forward to watching the next episode of Impact. They are filming on Sunday and Monday, so they're gonna be filming the majority of their show Sunday, Monday. So we're gonna see what's happening in a couple weeks. Any predictions, or what's your wrap up? Drop the mic, Mr. Cain McCoy.
Goon Moose, man. Shouts to the Goon Moose. He is no longer a self-proclaimed champion. He is your Impact World Champion, and Impact Wrestling needs to strap the rocket to Moose.
And they have before, so he's guaranteed gold right there.
Well, he's been grand champion and all that, but he's the face of the company, okay? Which, I'm not gonna lie, there's a competitor in Stamford, Connecticut, who also has a black heavyweight champion. Impact Wrestling, black heavyweight champion. AEW, TikTok fam. But I
don't think that's gonna happen for a while.
Yeah, but I think Moose is gonna get busy. Obviously, title reigns are more fun when the face is chasing. So Josh Alexander's obviously gonna have to invoke his rematch clause. He is a former Impact champion,
right?
And he does have an Impact clause. So I'm excited for the fallout from Bound for Glory. I think we might get a triple threat between Mickey, Deanna, and
Mercedes Martinez.
I always call Mercedes Martinez Raquel Gonzalez, and it's so horrible.
Ooh, that is hard.
But yeah, that's a human resources meeting right there. Getting confused. But we could go triple threat with that. But obviously, I think those three are going to be in the title picture for that. So we're going to have there's a lot of good fallout, and of course, the tag division with the inspiration. I mean, the Impact Knockouts division, man, they are really showing out. Like it's good, and the thing with the Knockouts division, it's always been fire. That's the thing. It's always been dope. To go back to Gail Kim and Awesome Kong and ODB and the Beautiful People and all that. Like they've always had a fire women's division. So I'm happy to see that increase more as the competition increases. And let's think about it. The inspiration match was about 10 minutes. Mickey James was about 15 minutes. So women's wrestling was highlighted. Jordan looked good. Even though it was a pre-show match and it was 5 minutes, Jordan looked dominated. And even the women in the Gauntlet match, in the Call Your Shot intergender Gauntlet match, they look great. All the women look great and they hold their own. And I just really like what the Impact Knockouts division is doing. It might be the best women's division in women's wrestling.
Yep.
In wrestling, women's wrestling is wrestling.
There you go. That's the shirt. Question: will we see a black world champion in AEW? I mean, who knows? Somebody
Jade Cargill will have the TBS championship soon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can watch what I think about that on Fightful that I said yesterday. Ryan's asking if we're going to cover GCW. We are not going to cover GCW because we weren't at GCW. Do you have something to say, Kane?
I'll talk GCW. Matt Cardona had to wrestle a match that didn't involve a fluorescent light bulb and lost tonight. So there we go. How about that?
There it is. Thank you, Kane, for covering this. Yes, let's like I said, Impact had an amazing event. Definitely way, I don't want to say better live, but the crowd was beyond hype.
And everybody in the crowd had high expectations. TK, we had high expectations for this pay-per-view, and it delivered.
It did. It definitely did. So
I thought it delivered.
Yeah, I think Jade is definitely going to get the TBS title. So just a little FYI, Road to the Top, we're going to have a review show tomorrow. Also on the scroll with Isla Fox is coming out tomorrow as well. We have a couple of interviews. Our interview this week is going to be with Bianca. Dang it. Oh my God, I know him. I just saw one of my friends in the commercial. This is crazy. Wow. So yeah, we have an interview coming up on Tuesday on Fight TV. Distracted and tired. That's what happens. Yeah, definitely stay tuned. Definitely check out our article. So go to WW Talk. First off, where can everybody find you, Kane?
Follow me at Cain McCoy, CainMcCoy. You see it right there. I have my, it's like I'm plugging YouTube. I have my Josh Alexander reaction win, and then my Moose reaction win, and it's very black.
It is. Also, too, make sure we have an article. We have a lot of new articles on our website. Go and check our website. Man, we have shirts, we have hoodies, we have a lot of merch out there. So go to www.talkpod.com for all of that. Make sure you're following us on all social media at www.talkpod. You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Thank you guys for watching our review show. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Thanks, Bosa. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, In the Mix Radio. Thank you for hanging out with us so late into the evening, because let me tell you,
Real
baby
YT,
girl.
what up?
Yeah, real YT, baby girl is. I'm tired, y'all. But I need to get some food first because we're driving back. Because
we're in Vegas and we're gonna gamble actually. So
well, I don't know about all that, but I gotta work tomorrow because I'm a hustler. Other than that, thank you guys so much for joining us. Till next time, ciao.
Women's Wrestling Talk.